If you notice when I'm setting up the windage tray, I'm going to put a few bolts in place just to kind of hold everything down in place, keep it from moving around on me. Sometimes if the windage tray will move on you just a little bit, then the oil pan isn't going to seat correctly, or it's not going to seal correctly. So then whenever I'm ready to put the pan on, everything will line up nice and smooth. Alright, so I finished that up last night. Basically, this is a short block that we have right now. You got a short block and a long block. Right now, as this is, other than just missing the oil pan, which I'll add at the end, this would be a short block. Basically, it's you got your pistons, the oil pump, crankshaft, the oil pickup tube, the pan, all that kind of stuff. Basically, it doesn't have the heads. This will be a short block. Now, a long block, that'll have the heads added on as well, and the timing kit, the timing chain, water pump, different things like that. That's what'll make it a long block. Normally, when you buy a long block, everything's pretty much completely ready to be put in the engine. A short block is like if you're going to add your own heads or something like that. So now I'm going to go ahead and get started with the heads. Once I've finished the heads, then I'll start working on the timing kit and get that all lined up. Now, one thing with these heads, you want to make sure that the decks are really clean. This is pretty much going to be your last opportunity to clean those. This is basically your head gasket. This type that I have here is MLS. It's multi-layer steel. So now this type of gasket is an MLS multi-layer steel. It has 3 different layers that when you torque them down, they'll basically crush and give you a nice seal. But like most other gaskets, once you use it, you can't reuse it. You've got to throw it away and get a new one. Now you want to make sure that you've got a really smooth surface. If you have any scratches or if it's rough or dirty, then you're not going to get a good seal. So basically you want to use this opportunity to basically as a last chance to make sure that everything is smooth. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can go ahead and set up your heads. When you're doing your heads, you want to kind of take your time a little bit when you're doing your heads. You don't want to have any more problems pop up later, so just go ahead and take your time now and make sure that you're doing everything you can to prevent any other problems. And then after that, we'll talk about how to get your cams lined up and stuff. One more thing that I wanted to tell you, it's really important. Do not use any sealants, no RTV or anything like that on the heads. Do not use any of that for the heads. Just put them straight on the gasket. You'll never use any type of RTV or sealant or anything whenever you're doing your heads. Just put them on there with just the gasket. Now you may notice that some of the gaskets on here might be, having extra holes or missing something. Sometimes these gaskets can actually be swapped from the left and right head. Sometimes wherever those holes are needed on the opposite side, but they don't interfere with the other side. Both of them I double checked. Both of them are exactly identical, so it doesn't matter which head that they go on, either the left side or the right side. Sometimes they're marked that this side has to go up, and of course that'll make a difference on which side. But if they're exactly the same, then you can go ahead and swap them onto either side. This gasket here, they didn't have anything about them. So I went ahead and did a little checking online just to make sure, and other people have said the same, that they can go on either side, so it's not a problem. So I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and get started putting the heads on. So now we've got the right head already set up. I took a couple bolts and just kind of put them in there just loosely. They're not in there tight or anything. I just kind of want to keep the head in place just in case something were to happen and it were to fall off. It wouldn't fall off and hit the ground and break. So now that I've got that set up, I'm going to go ahead and start setting up the timing system.